Welcome to Music 101 with your host, Alexxis Steele. Sponsored by Steele Entertainment and Records LLC for all your entertainment needs, and also Romeo Recordings. Find them both on the web at Steele Entertainment and Records LLC.com and RomeoRecordings.com.
Hi, this is Alexxis Steele from Music 101. It's with great pleasure tonight that I introduce to you our interview with Donna Destri. How are you, Donna?
Oh, I'm fine, Susan. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Pleasure.
Okay, great. Donna, what I'd like to do is give a little background for our listeners. And Donna, you actually are the sister of Jimmy Destri, who is the keyboard player from Blondie, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more after about that. You actually grew up in Brooklyn, right?
I grew up in Brooklyn in Borough Park, actually, yes. And I lived there till I was about 18, and then I moved into Manhattan.
Okay, great. All right. And you came from a musical family, right? I heard your grandmother made you sing at family gatherings from a young age. How old were you at the time?
Yes. We were crazy Italians and always singing at parties. My uncle was actually a drummer, and he was the drummer for Joey D and the Starlighters. So I always had musicians in and out of my house. And when we were kids, he used to take us to the Peppermint Lounge sometimes to his rehearsals. So, I had a very rock and roll background with the beehived women there and the jazz musicians, and it was very colorful. So we were bitten by music at an early age.
Okay, very cool. So how old were you when you seriously got interested in music?
Well, when I was about, I always wanted to play the piano from the time I could remember, really. And finally, when I was about 10 years old, my father bought a piano and decided to give me lessons. But, I'm convinced that as a child I had ADD and I just couldn't focus. So what I used to do was listen to the piece and then play it by ear. And finally, my piano teacher got hip to me, and she was like, "You can't do this. You're throwing your parents' money away." But meanwhile, her son, who interestingly was the first keyboard player for Bette Midler, he was a child prodigy, Frankie Taglieri. He used to tell me, "Oh, just continue to play by ear. Don't listen to my mother." So basically, that's what I did.
Oh, wow. So you basically did it by ear then?
Yeah. So I'm pretty much self-taught, I guess.
Okay, great. That's awesome. So who were your musical influences?
Well, as a child, I loved classical music, but I grew up listening to female singers like Julie London and Dusty Springfield, Cilla Black, all the swing in London singers, as well as Peggy Lee. I mean, I always loved female singers and to emulate them. So I grew up as a little mimic.
Okay. So the fact that your brother played keyboard, did that influence you also to play that instrument as opposed to something else?
Well, actually, he started playing after I did. So.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you probably influenced him then.
Yeah, I was kind of the first to play the piano, yeah.
Okay, great. So how old were you when you played in your first band?
Oh, my goodness. Straight out of 8th grade, I was probably 14. I played keyboards in a band called The Fast, and they went on to become like a real power pop success at Max's Kansas City. Paul and Nikki Zone, they were like the forerunners of the punk movement. They were really big on that scene. But before that, I was playing keyboards with them in a basement in Brooklyn.
Okay. So what was your first real music gig?
Oh, my first real music gig was, I think it was 1979. I played a gig at Max's, and it was like, just basically a free-for-all. We took people from all these different bands and we did like a set. And I remember Jimmy played keyboards, my brother Jimmy played keyboards, and Frank and Ponty was on guitar, and Mickey Zone was on guitar, and people came up and jammed, and we just did a whole bunch of cover songs. And that was basically my first gig at Max's Kansas City. And after that, I put my own band together, and we played there regularly.
Okay, cool. Well, actually, we're going to play one of the tracks off your CD called Time. Do you want to give a little background on that song, Donna?
Oh, it's a stick needles in your eyes kind of love song, It was written at a very bad time of my life. I mean, like all songwriters, I guess I put my angst into my songs. But, I had just recorded a piano demo of that, and then we gave it to this producer, Ashy, in London. And what he did with it, I just adore. He made it sound like something from a French film. So that's how that came about.
Okay, great. All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to listen to Donna's song, Time, and we'll be right back on Music 101.
Just a port in a storm. Was never enough to confess. I'd give up the world as I knew it and find out about halfway through it I'm just a pearl on a string. Baby, time doesn't wait. It goes heartlessly on without you, baby. Time doesn't wait. We just get old.
My heart's still beating, but the feeling's fading, and I'll always be a voice praying in your mind. Time doesn't wait. It doesn't wait.
Ever remember the nights when you said that I was forever? Now it seems as if never will I see your sweet face again. If you tell her that she's the one, do you wake her with poems and flowers? Do you talk on the phone for hours? Is she an angel too? Baby, time doesn't wait. It goes heartlessly on without you, baby. Time doesn't wait. I'm
back with Donna Destri. Donna, you started a band called Voodoo Shoes, right? And you frequently played Max's, as you said, CBGB's, Hurrahs, and Danceteria, right, in New York?
Yeah, we played all those clubs.
Okay, what was that like back then? I mean, that was a big time of the punk era and everything going on there, right, in New York?
Oh, my goodness. It was the greatest time in New York. I call it New York's golden age. You could walk from Max's to CBGB's on any given night and see the most fantastic bands. I remember Talking Heads playing and Television playing, Blondie playing, and it was just phenomenal. I mean, what a scene. New York has never had a scene like that again, and I don't think it ever will. It was just a fantastic time to be around in New York City.
Okay, great. Well, I know you were a big fan of Debbie Harry since the early days, and then your brother Jimmy teamed up with her around 1975 to play keyboards in her band, right?
Yeah, I remember seeing Debbie as a teenager and just idolizing her. I thought she was just the coolest girl. And, you know, I looked at her and I said, she's going to be a huge star someday, just because of, you know, it wasn't only because of how she looked. I just loved her sound. Everything about her was just, you know, she exuded star quality. I really, you know, I have to say I got it right on that one, you know. She did turn out to be a big, big star.
Absolutely, and I guess there was actually a point early on in your brother's career in Blondie that he was thinking about quitting, and you talked him out of it because you knew she was going to be huge.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
In their early days, I remember, I think it was Talking Heads that were courting him actively to be the keyboard player, and he was torn, you know. He didn't know what to do, you know, because, of course, Debbie's an icon, and Debbie got all the attention in that band. So it was hard for the other boys, you know. They came out with that slogan, Blondie as a group at that time, because, you know, I think it was hard for them to be behind her because she was that, you know, enigmatic and sparkly. So he was torn, and I remember, you know, they were on the road, and he called me from somewhere on the road, I forget where it was, and I said, Jimmy, hang in there because this band is going to be huge. And again, I was right. So
yeah. So did he ever regret that decision of not trying something else?
No, I don't think he ever regretted it. I think he loved his days in Blondie. I really do.
Okay, very cool. Now, she also set you up as an audition with her friend and former mentor, Tony Ingrassia, and got you a part in his play Sheila, and you got to go to Berlin for that to do the show, right? What was that like?
That was a wonderful experience. Tony Ingrassia was a genius playwright. He was one of those Andy Warhol people. He wrote the play Pork that Cherry Vanilla was in, and I was always a little enamored with those people. So when she set me up with that audition, it was funny because it was my mother's birthday. And I said, Debbie, I can't go. It's my mother's birthday. I have to be in Brooklyn and go to the birthday. And she said, enough of this family nonsense. You'll see her tomorrow. You better show up. And I listened to her. And it was an audition for something that he was doing called Shindig. And I didn't get the part in that, but he remembered me for Sheila. And I was thrilled to go to Berlin. Oh, my goodness, yeah. So I was happy to get that part. And he taught me so much about acting and stage presence and being on stage and comedic timing. Just a genius. So that was,
wow, that must have been very exciting.
Full experience.
Very cool. So now when you got back from Berlin, your band, the Voodoo Shoes, they disbanded, and you started doing gigs with Gabriel Roletto and the Uptown Horns?
Yes, yes. At that time, that was just about when the Ritz opened. So, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Ritz, and I love Jerry Brandt, but I really feel that the Ritz is what killed the Max's scene. You know, it moved into these big venues, and that whole, you know, Max's was kind of like your neighborhood pub. You could go there any single night and see somebody you know and just hang out, even if there was nothing really great happening there. And in the big clubs, you kind of got lost. So that was the scene at that time, and we started doing these shows at the Ritz, these Girls' Night Out shows with Cherry Vanilla and the Uptown Horns, and I did have them as my backup band for a time, and oh my goodness, they were wonderful. What an amazing band. But, you know, you kind of got lost with the Ritz thing. It wasn't the same as playing at Max's all the time.
Right. Now, is the Ritz's where you sang backup for Ronnie Spector and Tina Turner was in the audience?
Yeah, you know, it was the end of a show and Ronnie was singing and we all got a chance to go up and back her up. That was just like such a wonderful experience. Again, one of my childhood idols, you know, I remember singing with the hairbrush to Be My Baby. So that was thrilling. And then when Tina was in the audience, oh my goodness, like, talk about nervous. But she was just loving it, I heard, you know. She just loved the idea of all those girls up on stage, and very cool lady.
Oh, very cool. Now, we're going to take a listen to another one of your songs called Transparent People, and that's the Miss Luna remix.
Yeah, that's our newest thing out right now.
Okay, that's your newest song that you have going right now off your new CD?
Yeah, that's a whole different CD that we have out right now.
Okay, very good. Okay, we're going to take a listen to Transparent People, and we'll be right back with more from Donna Destri on Music 101. we're back with Donna Destri. Donna, now you sang backups on Blondie's comeback album, right? No Exit. That was released, I guess, in 1999.
Uh-huh.
And that was the first time that the band had recorded or performed together since 1982's The Hunter. How did it feel to be part of that great comeback and the success the disc had?
Well, you know, the songs on No Exit were just phenomenal. I was so pleased to be singing backup on those songs. And, you know, in the interim, while they were broken up for all those years, I mean, I never stopped singing. So I really felt like I had some chops to bring to the table at this, you know, latest venture that they were doing. So I'm really proud of my work on that album. As far as any kind of backups I've ever done, I think I'm most proud of what I did on that album because I just love the songs and I feel like I added something to them. So I'm happy about that. I love that record. I really do.
Very cool. Well, I really like your statement that you said that singing backups is like putting eyeliner on an already beautiful eye or a frame on a and how it really enhances the lead vocals. I totally agree with that. Being a vocalist myself, you know, adding backup vocals and harmonies is the icing on the cake.
Oh, yeah. You know, oh, yeah. It could add so much, but you have to be careful because it could also distract. Like a lot of backup singers want to be lead singers, and it's just too much, you know. So you have to know when to hold back. It's a matter of being tasteful, I think. But
absolutely. You have to have that balance.
Uh-huh.
So, Donna, why are you happiest behind the scenes as opposed to being in the limelight?
Well, I wouldn't say I was happiest behind the scenes. I'm comfortable behind the scenes. I mean, if I could make a living as a voiceover artist and a backup singer, I'd be perfectly content. I don't have to be in the limelight. I'm not going to say I don't like it. That would be a lie. But I don't require it, I guess.
Okay, so it's not like in the forefront of what you have to do. As long as you're doing music, you're happy.
Well, yeah, it's the music that matters. Whether I'm writing music, playing music, singing backup, it doesn't matter. It's the music that matters. I mean, when I work with Stephen Jones and we work on a track and he says, you should sing this, and I say, no, you know, it's better suited to your voice, and maybe I'll add a backup part or not. You know, I always go with what's right for the music first.
Now, I know you made a video for David Bowie's Rebel Rebel, which won first prize at the Houston Film Festival. Tell me about that whole situation with that song.
Well, honestly, Susan, I wish that song would just go away because, you know, I never wanted to sing that song. It was a complicated thing. I was under management with Tony DeFries at the time, and he wanted me to do a David Bowie cover, of course, because he owns all the publishing to David Bowie songs. And I wanted to do something from the early catalog, but he didn't have the publishing to the particular song. It was called In the Heat of the Morning. Incidentally, I made Steven sing it recently, and he does it gorgeously. So I didn't want to sing Rebel Rebel, and I think it shows in the vocal. I kind of screamed it out in defiance. But the video was so much fun to make, and I'm happy for that experience that we got to go to Houston and it won the prize. That was a big surprise for me. They didn't even tell me that I won, you know.
Really?
Yeah. So when I got there and I found out it was like the first prize, I was dying. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I guess you were shocked.
Oh, my goodness. Shocked wasn't the word, but that was a really fun experience.
Wow. Okay, so you retired from the music biz for a while and, you know, spent some time to live your life away from the scene, and you got a master's degree in teaching, right?
Yes. I got a master's degree in literature, actually, yeah.
In literature, okay. Are you teaching right now?
I am. I teach, I teach a chorus class, and I teach 2 English classes, one humanities, basically, and one English class. So it's great fun for me. I love teaching, and the good thing about teaching is it gives me the free time to do other things, you know, so I really can't complain about my teaching career.
Okay, and so what age group are you teaching?
I teach seniors in high school. They're tricky, but, you know, I love them. They're a lot of fun.
Okay, so now do they know your background?
No, I with the Board of Ed in New York being the way it is, I kind of like to keep the two lives separate. It's kind of like I live a double life because, I've seen instances where the Board of Ed can turn on a teacher on a dime, and teachers at this moment in time are reviled in New York City. So I could see, someone getting hold of sexy lyrics or sexy video and saying, oh, she's unfit to teach children or something horrible like that. So I kind of...
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you there. A lot of that stuff going on.
Right.
Now you're back and you released Element of Fire, correct?
Right, Element of Fire, and then we released Empire State Neon, which is, what we're working on promoting right now. But no, of course, the record business being what it is, not many sales.
Right. Yeah, that's a whole other thing right there. And you also recently became Rockwired's Artist of the Month for March, right? How'd you feel about that? That was great.
My God, I couldn't believe that. I mean, it was last year at the same time. What a coincidence. So that was really an honor because it's, nationwide, and that was real fun. That was really fun for me.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a listen to another one of your tracks called Sugar Me. Any thoughts on that?
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
A particular reason why?
Oh, I love it. I think it's just a hot, sexy track. I love how Steven sounds on it. I just love it.
Okay, very cool. Well, we're going to take a listen to Sugar Me by Donna Destri, and we'll be right back with more on Music 101. back with Donna Destri. Donna, what is the theme behind your new CD, and how does it feel to be back in the game again?
What do you mean the theme behind it?
Well, I mean, is there, when you wrote your latest CD, did you have, like certain guidelines? Well, I'm going to create this CD, and it's going to be, like all about certain subjects, you know what I mean?
No, not really. I mean, basically, we did just a bunch of dance songs, and the producers of that CD, Costume, they love everything, they're Italian from Italy, and they love everything American, and especially New York, so they decided to call it Empire State Neon. But the tracks, that comprise the CD, they really have no relation to each other, basically. They're just, a few dance tracks that we put together. So there's not like an ongoing theme or anything like that.
All right. So do you have any plans to tour in support of your new CD?
Well, the Transparent People EP, there's 4 mixes of that one song. We were, there's this one mix that this woman, Miss Luna, has been playing on Ibiza Global Radio, and it's gotten good response. So I'd really like to do something in Ibiza over the summer, if at all possible. And Stephen's working on getting some gigs in the north of London, like Leeds and places like that for the summer. And of course, the fact that I teach makes it easy to do that. So hopefully there'll be some gigs in the summer. We're looking forward to that.
All right, very cool. Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. You have off on the summer, right?
Oh, my goodness, it's heavenly.
Okay, cool. So how do you feel about the music industry and how it's changed since the early days of your career till now? So what do you think? Better or worse?
Well, it's worse for young artists because there's no more getting signed to a record label and getting an advance. And, people can download your music for free. So why are, record sales, people are not making money with record sales anymore. It's all touring, live shows, merchandising, so it's very hard now, I think harder than ever to break into the music business and to get those record sales going, And the record companies are not signing anybody unless they're under 25 and really gorgeous, marketable. So, there's a lot of people over that age, very talented, who will never get a record deal, let's face it. So your only prayer is going on the road and doing things like that. For me and Stephen, our thing would be to go, across Europe and do club dates,
Yeah, and, I think that people don't understand that. They still think that they can get signed to a label and get an advance and this big record deal. Like you said, that it's reality.
Better off with an indie record label.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's just not happening. Those big labels are just, they're like sleeping monsters. They're not doing anything. So, I feel really badly for young bands and young artists because, it's very rare that somebody will break through and get there. Somebody like Adele who's incredibly talented, it'll happen for someone like that. But, it's just a sad state of affairs. I mean, why buy something when you can download it for free?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have one more of your songs that we're going to take a listen to, and I believe it's Some of Your Time.
Oh, great. Okay.
Any background on that?
Well, I think that's our homage to Giorgio Moroder, who I always loved. So, yeah.
Okay, very cool. All right, we're going to take a listen to Some of Your Time by Donna Destri, and we'll be right back with more on Music 101.
to make you move. It's time to make you move. Make you move. Make my thoughts a reality. Give me some of your time, baby. Give me some of your time. Some of your time, baby. Give me some of your time. Make my dreams a reality. Give me some of your time. Give me some of your time, baby. Some of your time. Give me some of your time, baby. Some of your time.
We're back with Donna Destri. Donna, is there anything you would like to do that you haven't done yet, or anyone that you would like to perform with?
Yes, I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio's mother in a Scorsese film. I'm putting that out to the universe. I will die happy if that was.
You like Leonardo, huh?
Well, no, I like Scorsese, and I'm the real deal. I can do that Italian mother thing, you know. I really can. I down to the accent. I grew up in Brooklyn, so he should hire me. I need a partner Scorsese film.
Oh, there you go. We need to get this message out to him, right?
And I'm very definite about it. But getting back to the music business, I don't want to sound totally negative because there are some things, you know, that are better now for artists as far as the internet and marketing. I mean, you got all this free social media. That's an amazing thing for young artists, you know, to get your work out there like that. Twitter and Facebook and, you know, things like that are wonderful for young artists.
Absolutely. So what would be your best advice that you would give to these new artists that want to get into the music industry?
I would say don't do it for the money, do it for the love of it. And if you love what you do, you're a success in life, you know. And if you make money incidentally from it, then you're ahead of the game. But don't do it for the money because that's just false, you know. Just do it because you love it.
Right, getting paid for it is just a bonus, right?
Exactly.
Well, Donna, where can our listeners find you and find your music at?
Well, we're on SoundCloud, and the CD is on iTunes, and the EP will be out shortly. So SoundCloud, there's some stuff on Reverb Nation, iTunes, you know, Facebook, Twitter. You know, we use all that.
Okay, and what about on your actual website? Do you have your music available for sale there on your website?
I don't have it for sale on my website, no. It's only for sale on iTunes and Bandcamp.
And Bandcamp. Okay, great. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, well, there you have it, listeners. I would advise you to check out Donna and all her great music. She's on iTunes, and look her up. Google her name, find out all the great things that she's done, check out her website, and see where she's happening, and hopefully you'll get to play some dates in the U.S. And we can come out.
So. Yeah, maybe some New York dates soon. Who knows?
Okay, that would be great. All right, Donna, well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk with me tonight.
My pleasure. And you too. Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
This is Alexxis Steele for Music 101.